Love, depending on the situation. Love grows all God's vegetation. It gives us to go through what we're facing. It's our guide and light through the darkest places. It teaches us to see His needs. No matter what's going on, we have to believe and keep the faith. Trouble comes all during night and day, but joy comes in the morning. So don't you worry, God is love. It's so good to know. He's our joy, life, healer, provider, protector, waymaker. He fills us up until we overflow. It's so wonderful to know He's in control. Yeah, He's around. God comes to the rescue. When things are falling apart, He'll be there to help you because He cares. He wants what's best for you. In every matter of your life, He will see you through. So if you're ever feeling lonely, know He's there for you. If you ever lost the love, He will comfort you. He will pick you up when you are down. Open your eyes, see what's in front of you. The one created all these passions to blind you from the truth. God's hand is holding you. It's so good to know He's our joy, life, healer, provider, protector, waymaker. He fills us up until we overflow. It's so wonderful to know He's in control. Yeah, it's love. Faces turn from the world ways that are lost. You can be found today. Turn back to Him and He'll turn back to you. A real message, I pray that it's getting through. I know all this can be a big change for you. The world God created was simple. The enemy made everything complicated. Drain yourself, fill it with hate, hoping you never escape His hand. Not part of God's plan. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard what's in store for you. Stay in the silence, make it through. I love you, He's calling you. It's so good to know He's our joy, life, healer, provider, protector, waymaker. He fills us up until we overflow. It's so wonderful to know He's in control. Yeah, it's love.
Yes, indeed, He is. Yah is definitely love, and you are about to feel the love of Yah right here on another journey to truth and life. Before we proceed any further, I want to just make sure that the audio is clear. I see we have at least one person in the live stream, Matrix Simulation. If you can verify whether or not the audio is good, I would definitely appreciate it. How's the audio? If you're able to hear me, give me a thumbs up. Yes, I can, or something. I was going to say yes, we can, but we know uh, about those cantations. You know what I mean? Where they have mastered the art of predictive programming. So if you can hear me and you're in the building, just let me know so we can proceed further with this random live stream. Yes, another random live stream. I figured In this live stream, we will deal with what matters the most, and that's targeted individuals coming together to organize effectively, you know. So before we can move forward, I need to know if there's audio, and so how's the audio? I guess you won't be able to hear me if the audio isn't good. How's the audio? Just type it in. Skywalker says the world is made of gangstalkers, TIs, and sheep. It's fine. Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate um, the response. And you're correct. There are two different sides. There's a line, a fine line being drawn in the sand of humanity. Here on Earth, the wheat and the tare is being separated. Now, the foundation is spiritual. So you have spirits of light, spirits of darkness, spirit of good, and spirits of evil being separated from one another. In the spiritual aspect, that's the unseen, and it's viewed in various aspects. So, in the psychoscience of things, you would say the narcissist being divided by from the empaths. And then in the social political atmosphere, they would say the dividing line is between those who are patriotic and those who are uh, deemed a threat to the new direction or the new world order uh, that is being established. So it's various ways that we can look at this thing, but one thing we can all agree on is division is prevalent. It's undeniable that there's a divide in the social construct of things, whether you look at it spiritually, politically, economically, on every level, there's a divide. And so I want to deal with it on in this live stream. Um, it says, so many people against one individual. I don't understand. So many people against. I, I do. I mean, uh, these scriptures let us know that those who are chosen out of this world will have that Christ-like experience, whether you call him Yeshua, Yahweh Shai, Yahuwah, Jesus, whatever, Jesus, whatever dialect you use, the Messiah uh, stated that once you're chosen, once you're beloved of the Most High, and He selected you out of this wicked world system, you're going to face similar responses from the world as He did. Well, He said, if they hated me, they'll hate you also. You know what I mean? So, and another way to look at that is if they gang stalk Him, they will gang stalk you also, right? Because the world has xenophobia. What is xenophobia? Xenophobia is a fear of the unknown, right? The fear of what's different. And because you stand out from the crowd, most people who are being targeted, watch listed, seen as a distance or a person of suspicion, not all, but the chosen, the genuine ones, they are different. They're not a clone version of the social construct of things. You know what I mean? And so they think outside of the box. They tend to formulate independent thoughts and ideals. And for this one world, hive mind society that is deemed a threat, right? So if you look up words or terminology such as social culture, right? Social culture, and you just type that into the Google search engine, you'll see that uh, the social culture basically is um, the universal atmosphere or the universal expected character to be accepted into this Masonic construct. Now, that term, social culture, is a corporate word, and there's a reason behind that. The reason why it was developed in the corporate, what's the word? Uh, the in the corporate lexical is because corporations run America. America itself is a corporation, and this is one thing that every citizen in the world needs to understand. America is a corporation. It is a corporatocracy. So you have a board of chairmen, right? You can call them the congressmen, the politicians, president, whatever you want to call them, that basically manages the corporation of America. And smaller corporations, oversighted by larger corporations or Fortune 500 corporation, S&P corporation, Wall Street corporations, find themselves in a world where the political legislation is just a reflection of its corporate counterpart. And this is what we're dealing with here in the United States of America. It says these people look so robotic. Sometimes I wonder if they are under mind control. Many Asians and white people involved in this program. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. They don't look robotic. They are robotic. See, when there's different ways that we can look at this. Now, the um, Hollywood program machine have placed this fictitious ideal in the minds of the people that robots are these metal constructs ran by computer algorithms, right? Well, in the real world, anything that can be programmed to operate on certain commands to give a specific response is robotic, right? And these people that what you call them have been programmed since birth, right, to respond a certain way when prompted with a certain social command. You know, from the time you're in kindergarten, you um, are stripped of everything you thought about the world, your freedoms and your ideal and your um, sense of imagination. Your free mind is stripped from you, and you are conformed to a system, right? Or programmed, we should say, right? Programming, computers, robotic. There's the bridge connection right there. And you're in a class, you're told to sit down like everyone else. Everyone sits in their assigned seat. Everyone raises their hand before asking a question, right? And the situation continues until one becomes proficient in the public school programming or robotic programming that would equip them for the basic, what they would call the general education uh, diplomacy to be implemented into society, right? And when you deploy someone, you send them out, right, on a mission like a robot. And this is what a diploma actually derives from, to deploy, right, to send out on a mission. And so I tell people read a book called Minds for Market by Stephen Kozol, and you will be mind blown. It's a deep dive into the esoteric purpose for the educational construct here in the United States. As a matter of fact, the way that you know you're being programmed for a system, if you get educated here in the United States in any field, whether it's medical field, law, agriculture, whatever, it, except for I will exclude maybe agriculture is maybe different, but for any other construct, once you're educated and you receive a certificate or a degree or diploma, it only works in the US system. Once you cross an imaginary border into Canada, Mexico, Japan, whatever, it's no longer effective. It's no longer applicable in a different system. It would be essential to taking a Chrome that is programmed for Windows or Android and trying to run that same system on Apple or Macintosh. It's not going to work, even though it's capable of gathering the same information, pulling up the same websites, resources, and search dialogue, right? So, in a sense, you are correct. The people have been robotized, and this is all by design. It's all by design. So um, a lot of Asians and whites are definitely involved. For one, because it's a Western construct. Here in America, America is a colony or an extension, should I say, of Europe or the European Union. And that is just written in the history. Christopher Columbus from Spain. You have the 13 colonies uh, going back to Great Britain, which is now the UK or the United Kingdom. You have the Louisiana Purchase, which is what we would call the Midwest, which goes back to the French, and so forth. And this is factual information that America is just an extension of the Western world society. So a lot of whites and Euro Asians are definitely pre-acclimated to this system because it's their roots, it's their foundation, it's where they come from. So they're, um, it's their custom, it's their culture, right? Now, people like myself, I'm an Israelite. I call myself an Israelite. Some may call me an Afro American or a black or whatever the case may be. But we have Eastern mindset, t- totally different way of thinking, totally different way, but we try to conform to the Western society or been forced to conform to the Western society through slavery, through a lot of different psyops over centuries. And those who conform more effectively or proficiently, they become more likely to succeed in this Western world, Euro-Asian society we call America. Sorry, I do apologize for that. But the culture of the so-called black people is an Eastern mindset. It's a tribal social mindset. And this is why 70 to 80% of the marriages fail. The relationships are never trustworthy. It goes deep, but I'm not here to hark on that. I'm here because I've noticed that the targeted individual community needs to be organized. There's a lot of distractions, and this is by design once again. If you know about the counterintelligence program, this is what it was designed to do. It was rooted in masonic uh, psych war or psyops, psychological warfare. And the objective was infiltration, diversion, distraction, um, the planting of false leaflets, narrative, the use or misuse, rather, of false pretenses to open up clandestine or classified investigations that would allow them to create an a conduit for smear campaign. Now, I'm a victor of this myself. I am someone who have undergone and still continue to undergo the uh, criminal repercussions of the counterintelligence program. It was outlawed, but still carried out just underneath the guise of national security, community safety, OSHA threat assessments, psychological evaluations, etc. And this is all conducted through we would call the deep state courts. It's uh, you know trial, jury, judge, conviction without the accused party's notice, consent, or input. Surveillance is another key element in this program. Nonetheless, we are capable of being victorious because we have one thing that they do not have, and that is character and morale, ethics. In a sense, we have our humanity, right? Our God given, most high given humanity. These people, as Matrix Simulation stated earlier, have been robotized by this society. They have been dehumanized, is what he's saying. And we can always depend on our humanity, our ability to evolve in creativity and intellect, and to be able to organize based on mutual relationship and um, not just ethic, but pathical bonds, right? And it's time that we graduate from being complainers to being organizers. And so I want to encourage the targeted individual community to become more proactive, you know, create be initiative minded. We need to formulate initiatives to be able to get the results we are looking for. Right now we look like a lot of babbling, complaining buffoons. Um, Here on YouTube and other platforms, all we do is complain, and we need to organize. We need to be effective and well planned in the way that we organize. This is going to put us in a position to free ourselves from the oppressor, because this is indeed a very maniacal form of oppression, which is very characteristic of America. Was built on oppression, was built on thievery, lies, etc. We don't have to go into the character of America. It's written in history, not his story, not his whitewash story, but in the true history of America. And it continues. And this is the sad part is people perpetuate these things. It's 2022 and we're going into 2023 and people's mindset is that of their forefathers back in 1723. These are the facts. These are the truths. If it wasn't the case, then we wouldn't be dealing with non-consensual human experimentations and testings, right? We wouldn't be dealing with the FBI, CIA, and NSA, which is a hub for psychopaths conducting non-consensual secret experimentations on the population against hundreds of thousands of innocent people across this country. So here we are, and said there's a lot of money in this program. Of course it is. You're dealing with the national domestic defense budget, which is billions of dollars. You know, you're dealing with a black market as well because Silicon Valley and these new cybernetic tech developers, these surveillance equipment and technology developers, as well as these silent weapon or electromagnetic weapons developers, they have a lot of sponsors and donors, right? Allotted millions and billions of dollars, and they contribute to this program because it's the loophole to non-consensual human experimentation. Pull up the National Defense Authorization Act, and you can see it in legislative writings. Yes, U.S. legislative writings. Also pull up the Barack Obama Brain Initiative executive order. This is an executive order, so those are two different things. The National Defense Authorization Act, acronymed the NDAA, and also look up the Brain Initiative Executive Order. These two different legislations put it in legal writing, and if it's in legislation, it's being carried out, right? It's being carried out that anyone whose name been thrown on a watch list or been deemed psychologically compromised in any capacity can be subjugated against their consent to testings, whether it be from the pharmaceutical industry, which is have invested tens of billions of dollars at the least per year annually into psychiatrics in their psychiatric field, or if it's from any other venture, they're investing so much money into this because they can test out on human subjects. So this goes beyond mere human trafficking. It goes way beyond human trafficking, you guys. This is Nazism. This is the Holocaust revolutionized, reloaded. This is the Holocaust reloaded. This is what we're dealing with here in America. If we're like Neo in the Matrix, this program is, I would call it the Holocaust reloaded. You know what I mean? This is as real as toothpaste, you guys. It is happening on a day-to-day basis. We have a lot of vets who are involved because the ideal is to use the programming, the social programming to activate these robotized or robotic minded individuals to attack anyone who's former military, former law enforcement have been programmed to patriotism, the hierarchy of things. If you get a command by your higher up, right, you don't ask questions, you carry out the order. And this is the very sick interpretation of patriotism in this 21st century construct that I call the New World Order. It says cops, 5 EMSs, first responders, basically. Yes, a lot of first responders are definitely involved in this. It's because they've been programmed to being patriotic, right? And they're part of organizations such as the American Legion. The American Legion is located in every substantial town or city. Most of the time, multiple um, institutes are there in larger cities. The American Legion is just the Veterans Association. The Veterans Association, for those of you who are vets, you know what I'm talking about. And it's a continuation of your sworn oath and servitude to the United States. You're sworn to protect and serve this country, the flag, for the rest of your life. And it don't end when uh, you're released from duty. It continues. And people who have not been deprogrammed from the military or law enforcement, they find themselves coping with it by joining these legions, American legions, these veterans associations, which conduct these community watch programs, and etc. EMPs, volunteer firefighters, they actually are paid on incentives. Your first responders, post 9/11, there's a lot of money into this thing. You know what I mean? The system is being milked, but the irony of it is America's broke. We just have the illusion that your dollar is worth something. So they got to milk it for as long as they can until they can come up with another false flag or a huge psyop that will explain why the dollar collapsed all of a sudden, right? So a fake war, whatever it is, attack on the oil, anything, you know, who knows what they're coming up with, but trust me, they're in their bag of tricks. And I know it's October, uh, but you won't be treated. You're just going to get that good old American trick, man. Name one politician that actually told you the truth, said they were going to do something and delivered on what they said. You can't name one. The reason why is because it's not politics, it's politricks. And if as long as you keep falling for the same old tricks, they don't have to change their method. This is the reality of it. This is why the scriptures tell us to come out of Babylon. What is Babylon? It's confusion. It's confusion. It's insanity. You keep expecting a different result from a system that have continued to show you since its inception that it produces the exact same thing, which isn't something for your benefit. They don't produce anything for your benefit, for your good. They're fattening their own pockets. They're living the good life. They are living the American reality while selling you the American dream. When you gonna wake up from that American dream and realize your reality is a nightmare? And that's what you need to deal with. Let's get to some of these. No More Gang Stalking is in the building, man. This guy right here, I like his approach. I watched the video and I had to share it. I hope you don't mind because this brother was out in a parking lot, I'm assuming, and he had a bullhorn, you know, loudspeaker, and he's protesting and he's calling for us to organize and stand up against this tyranny and fight tooth and nail against the counterintelligence program, which have decimated the progressive black movement. So, brother, I am going to be reaching out to you. I pray that you hit me up in the email so we can exchange numbers. I normally don't give my information out, but if you're the real deal, you know, connect with your boy and anyone else out there. Journey, the number 2, waytruthlife@gmail.com. You can reach me. And if I have a feel for you, I don't give my number out to everybody. So don't feel some type of way. But I do communicate via the email, with anyone who wants to get in contact with me. And the reason why I do that is because I'm like one of the, my name is high up there. I believe I'm uh, above Louis Farrakhan at this point on the Pentagon's terrorist watch list. Trust me. And this isn't fabricated or anything like that. My targeting comes directly from the Pentagon, and they have eyes on me. I get followed by a satellite. All my phones are infiltrated and hacked. Workplaces are bugged. My house is bugged. They have their best, well-trained agents assigned to your boy. And this is the truth. I don't think Malcolm X had to go through this level of scrutiny. But nonetheless, I don't bend, bow, break, or fold for anybody. So although I know they're listening to me, I want them to listen up, listen loud, and listen clear, because change is a must, and we won't settle for anything less than change. And we're not talking about that kind of fake, fickly Barack Obama type change. We're talking about some change we have been demanding for a long time. That's the freedom of the citizens. Here in America, you are not free. There's a relationship in the social atmosphere that they've created here in America, and it's the exact same atmosphere that they've been had all along. It's just changed throughout the years. And I'll prove my point. Case in point, right? Either you were a slave Negro, right? Or you was a taskmaster, aka house Negro, or an enforcer out in the field. Post slavery, what did it become? Either you was an inmate or you was, a CO. Post that, either you're a targeted individual or you're a gang stalker. It's the exact same social relationships and divides that they have created, and people keep falling for it. You know what I mean? It goes beyond color. It goes beyond, you know, your social, economical um, positioning. This is mental, right? This is mental. What divides people on the battlefield is their philosophy, right? Because the enemy can put on a uniform and infiltrate your ranks, right? The difference is the mindset, your philosophy. And if you truly want to be free, if you're truly someone who sees the wickedness that this system has produced and you're tired of being victimized by it, your boy MTAC is here to say it's time to organize. It's time to stop complaining, because we've done that enough. We look like cowards out here. Every single day we put out a video talking about what they're doing to us. Enough is enough, and it's time for a change. And that change starts when we have the guts and the heart to stand up and say no more. And that's where we're at. Let me get to some of these comments because they are pouring in and I have not been reading them. Tragic Magic said, "What's up, MTAC? What's up to you? What's good with you?" Um, No More Gangstalking says, "They are on the brink. They are so arrogant that they attack a U.S. president. The opinion of the FBI and feds are low in America. The option, the opinion, oh, trying to understand that the opinion of the, oh, yeah. Yeah, well, they took out JFK, and I'm just going to be frank and honest on this live stream. They took him out because he went against the narrative of their ordos, um, what do you call it? Novus Ordo Seclorum, New Order of the World. It's on the back of your U.S. minted dollar right below that pyramid. With the all-seeing eye, if you want to read it. What do that mean? It's Latin for the new order, the new direction, one world order of this system. And because JFK wanted to expose it, he was privied and briefed by his brother, who was affiliated with the CIA. You guys know the story. If you don't, you need to start reading a little bit more. And once he found out about Operation, what was it, Northwoods, and they were going to pull out this false flag in order to create a war against Cuba, and and so forth. He's like, "Hey, you guys got to be out your mind. You won't mean to sign off on a clandestine black operation to kill innocent U.S. Soldiers and um, you know outside Cuban parties, just so that you can have a moral, fake reason to go to war. I'm not doing it." And as a matter of fact, how deep do this thing go? He started pulling files and information that he um, probably shouldn't have, but he wanted to know exactly how deep the rabbit hole goes. Well, it went so deep that it got a hole in his head in the middle of Dallas, and that's kind of the reality of things. So we also have Tony H in the building. Queen Tony H, what's good with you? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we have some power thinkers in the building, and this is what I was hoping that we would be able to get people in this live chat who's beyond the mediocreness of YouTube platforms being exercised to expose gang stalking. Don't stop using these platforms to expose your gang stalking, but there's a phase beyond this. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to stop it? We have to be military minded. We have to organize. You know what I mean? And we need thinkers. We need intellectuals in order to make this possible. We need, if there's anyone out there who is efficient in web design, hit your boy up on the email, because I need to create a website to start this new coalition, as my boy No More Gang Stalking would say. We need web designers, or if someone knows where we can get web design done so that we can have a platform specifically designed to organize and to build off of, a non-profit organization overseen by a collective board of respectable people, in the targeted individual community, please hit your boy up at Journey the number 2 A Truth Life. We're going to be proactive and solutionary from this point forward. I don't want to, I mean, I do. If you have complaints and you want to come to me, come to me. I have an open ear. I have a shoulder for you to lean on. And we're going to have a place for that too, because the majority of targeted individuals, I wouldn't say the majority, but a large sum of the targeted individual community, they need therapy. And anyone would need therapy after the warfare, the psychological MK Ultra COINTELPRO warfare that they um, make us undergo. That's just the reality of it. But for those who are mentally strong and you're able to move forward, like the groups back in the 1960s, uh, then get with your boy, because I'm trying to get with proactive people and make changes, not demand changes, but actually make them. Somebody steal your bicycle, you don't go ask for your bicycle back. You don't go to the thief and knock on the thief's door and go, hey, you stole my bicycle, can I have it back? That's your freaking bicycle, you take it back. This system has taken your humanity, it has taken your respect, it have taken your livelihood, it have taken your freedom. You don't ask for it back, you take it back. It's yours, and you deserve it. What they gonna do? Say no, you can't have it? You can't have your happiness back. You can have your joy. These are devils. You know what I mean? You don't ask a devil for your stuff back. You take it and give him some punishment on the way out. That's how we rolling from here on out. And if you're down with your boy MTAC, let me get a thumbs up, because this is the new direction of this platform. I probably won't be on YouTube much longer talking like this, because they're probably going to try to delete your boy's channel. But I don't care, because now I've opened up my BitChute. You can follow me over there, and I'll continue to roll this way from here on out. This is just what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not taking it anymore. They know I'm not taking it anymore. These jokers try that psychological freaking warfare on me. Hey, it is what it is. Do it at your own risk. That's all I can tell them. Because I will not be dehumanized. I will not be disrespected anymore. You know what I mean? I will be not be deprived of my life, my liberty, and my pursuit of happiness. Me and my family, those are innate. Even the Declaration of Independence say these are innate truths. What do the word innate means? It means your God-given born rights. They can't give it to you. They can only protect you from losing it. And that's what the Constitution is in place for, not to give you rights, but to protect your rights. And this is what most people don't understand. Look up the word innate. Why is it written in the Declaration of Independence? You know what I mean? We hold these truths, to be self-evident, that all men are created evil. Now they equal. Now they were created evil, but we was created equal. You know what I mean? And we've gotten to a point where we're starting to to accept the abuse from this system. It's like being in a bad relationship. You know what I mean? Where the victim starts to accept punishment from the abuser. No, what you do is you stand up and you eventually knock that sucker out. Let them know you ain't playing. You know what I mean? And this is how we got to roll from here on out. We're not demanding, we're not asking for respect. We're demanding it. You know what I mean? And this is just what that is. Let me catch up on some of these comments. It says they do internet mobbing. Man, I don't care what these jokers are doing. They can do whatever it is that they can try to do whatever it is that they want to do to your boy EMT. At best, they can try to cyber hack my devices, which they do all the time. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about what them punks are doing. I know what we can do, if we put our heads together. If we take the initiative to stand up and say, we're not taking this anymore, you know, I'm not worried about those punks. I'm trying to organize the targeted individual community. And from now on, we should stop calling ourselves targeted individuals, because that kind of means by wearing that title, we accept, the victimized position of someone who's not capable of rising up and doing something about it. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to accept that title, because it's a psychological war form within itself. I mean, we are empowered individuals, and I know it's going to take a while. Even for me, I may use the word targeted individuals because I've been saying it so often, and a lot of people they can identify with that word. But for the most part, we are empowered individuals. We are intellectuals. We are movers in society, and we're getting ready to move in a new direction. And if y'all want to move toward freedom, if y'all want to move toward the direction of justice, peace, happiness, and prosperity, then you come with me and we're going to make it happen with the power of the Holy Spirit. So Tony says we all need to get together, brother. Yeah, absolutely. We need to get together. And there's so many of us out here. It shouldn't be a problem, but it is. And the reason why it's a problem is because they expendicate so much resources, human till, and, the counterintelligence, what do you call it? When they put plants or infiltrators in the community to divide, to sow seeds of discord, as the scriptures say, it becomes very hard for us to reach out and connect. I know I have trust issues. Your boy MTAC really don't trust nobody, and you can't blame me. Yeah, I have no idea what these low down, sick, evil, dirty bastards have put your boy MTAC through, man. I have not told my story, but if I told y'all the evil, sick, low down, dirty things they've done to your boy, it would make you mad. You know what I mean? It'll make you sick. And, I continue to go through things. They continue to attack, but in the beginning, it was horrible, man. I got attacked by the CIA and the FBI. My family got called by these alphabet crews and got roughed up by these alphabet crews. And a lot of my blood family had to separate from me for their safety. You know what I mean? Because they were threatened by the United States government. And the things that they have done to me, I will be exposing in court. You know what I mean? They know what I'm talking about. And I will be getting my lawsuit, by the way, for those of you who are listening, because your boy's not a fool. I may be Southern, um, but they know. Trust me, they know. Anyway, moving on, we have got to organize and come together. They expendicate so much energy and resources to keep us divided. Why? Because they know where there's unity, there is strength. You know what I mean? So they have these babbling buffoons on YouTube that only thing that they do is create strife. I don't have time to be beefing with other so-called targeted individuals on a community. When you see them kind of people, I'm urging you to unsubscribe from them. Tell them that MTAC said, don't subscribe to you any longer. If you find those idiots, please, I urge you, don't waste your time, effort, and energy on those platforms where only thing that they do is, you know, talk about other targeted individuals or go back and forth with this video social media beef, man. That's some childish kiddie stuff, and I ain't got time for it myself. You know what I mean? I'm a grown man over here, And I just don't have. Soon as I see that, I click off their video and I press the unsubscribe button. And you guys should do the same. If you're mature minded, if you're intellectual, don't waste your time. You know, those people need help in another way. You know, they need counseling. You know, and if you can offer counseling, maybe you need to deal with them. But here on this platform, from here on out, we are organizing. We're moving forward. We're going to be creating websites where we can join. You know what I mean? Like organize and build memberships. You know, it'll be perk proof. I like that word, perk proof. So people go through certain levels of screening to see, you know, if they're the real deal or not, because we're not. We've already been through the counterintelligence program in the 1960s and 70s. That was before I was born, but you know, I've read about it. My dad went through it. My grandfather went through it. You know what I mean? And I'm not falling for the same okie dokie. I know what they did. You know, so if somebody wants to try to infiltrate the empowered individual community, go right ahead, try. You know how much like we have built up. We might come to a meeting or, you know, some sort of gathering and find out that an infiltrator is there, a perp, a gang stalker, or agent, and just beat the hell out of them. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to take that risk, then go right ahead. But this is for real people that want real results. You know, we're not asking for it, we're taking it. And this is how we're rolling from here on out on MTAC address. I see my boy Night Tiger, the Grave Jedi Warrior, is in the building. Says Matrix Simulation, you are saying there is agents on YouTube, yet you don't have documentations. I don't care about any of that, man. We're going to stay focused. If I know there's agents. There's agents on YouTube. There's agents right where my truck is parked. You know, they have agents outside. You think I care about them? They have a freaking satellite pointing directly at me, listening to every word that I'm saying. I don't care about that anymore. What I care about is the fact that they have deprived me, my children, my family from life, from liberty. That's the freedom of that allows us to enjoy the life and happiness, the ability to be able to pursue my goals and aspirations, and to be able to, um, you know, invest my gifts and talents in this world and share the love with my social atmosphere and leave a positive, you know, memory of uh, of my existence here on this planet. This is what the Most High created us for, and these devils, they've taken that from us. It's time that we take it back. I'm just being honest. It's time that we take it back. Let's see. It says I can't post. They watch everything low key. Yeah, I know they watch everything, and it is what it is, man. These people are sick, and they call it patriotism. For all you vets out there, former law enforcement, members of the alphabet agencies, I'm not going to waste my time naming every last one of you. Um, you know exactly who you are and who you're associated with. If you call patriotism attacking your fellow citizen, your neighbor, your family, your friends, you have a messed up, sick, twisted ideal of what patriotism is. And your boy MTAC is here to set the record straight. Attacking your fellow citizen, and you call that patriotism, over surveillance, hyper surveillance, carrying out warfare tactics, even if they're subtle, psychological warfare tactics. If that's your ideal of patriotism, you are twisted in the head, and you cannot condemn Adolf Hitler and the Nazis for what they did because you're doing the exact same thing, and your boy is sick and tired of it. You know, I'm a little fed up. So you guys forgive me for, uh, you know, being on one today. I do apologize. Just one moment. Let me try to. Okay, look like your boy MT got knocked off, but I'm back. If you guys can hear me, let me know. I see my girl, uniquely made warrior, is in the his house. Hey, look, uh, Justin Ricks, if you are here to sow seeds of discord, man, I'm gonna have to kick you out the building. I invite all, but I don't care what beef people have outside of the YouTube on the YouTube community or wherever else. We're not here for that. You know what I mean? If people have beef with somebody else on this YouTube platform, you can handle that once you get off the live stream. You know what I mean? Handle that like adults maturely. You know, YouTube and social media is not the place to be, airing out agreements. That's childish. If you're an adult, you deal with that like adults outside of this. But when you come here for a purpose and for a reason. And hopefully you're here because you're wanting change, in the experiences you've had as of late post 9/11 here in the United States of America and across the world, you know. And I know I'm sick and tired of what I've gone through. The things that me and my family have gone through, I'm not going to talk about it. I've talked about it in other videos, but if you're sick and tired of waking up to being tortured, being deprived of humanity, having to deal with the stress, unnecessary stress of a society that have demonized you when they're the demons, you know, we need to move on that. We need to move forward off that, not, you know, some sort of beef and whatever the case may be, you know. If somebody have a problem, hey, as adults, contact that person. Tell them you want to talk to them over the phone or in person. That's the way adults handle situation. I know I grew up in the Wolf Projects, and where I grew up, if you had a problem with somebody, you knocked on their door, or when you saw them outside, you said, "Hey, I need to talk to you. I need to holler at you for a minute," and you dealt with it like adults. Sometimes it ended in fisticuffs, but you dealt with it like adults. And we're here to deal with something much bigger than a freaking internet beef because people are dying. You know what I mean? People are having their children's taken from them by this system, from this human trafficking system. Man, this is big. People are being raped in this system. People can't even go to the bathroom without being surveilled and degraded in this system. We're dealing with something much bigger than internet beef. And if you're on that mindset, if you can relate with your boy, you know what I mean, then uh, we can move forward, you know, because this is what we are, man. People are being crap. You know what I mean? Although it's just proven to be lies and more lies. You know, what is the peace and tranquility? This union they call American or America, excuse me, is definitely not holding up to the words that it put on paper. And if the words don't hold to be true, then the paper and the writings don't mean nothing. And we've come to the realization that all America has been is a dream, right? The good ideal of America has been a dream, and the reality is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. And if you're ready to wake up and get out of this nightmare, then get at your boy. I'm going to leave my uh, Gmail in the chat. I want you guys to reach out to me. Hey, you guys get at me. There's my email. Reach out to me.